Imagine there's a country made on diversity and equality. Imagine the justice system of that country is stronger than the will of a dying soldier. And then imagine having its president in your pocket. 2nd of October 2018. A well-known critic of the Saudi government, Jamal Khashoggi, was seen entering the Saudi Arabian consulate in Istanbul. But he never came out. 6 weeks after the assassination, the CIA leaked its conclusion that Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had ordered the assassination. As the great Cersei Lannister once said,
"Power is power."
Just 4 days after the CIA revelations, the sitting US President Donald Trump not only rejected the conclusion of CIA, but also stated, "We have a great ally in Saudi Arabia. They give us a lot of jobs, they give us a lot of business, and a lot of economic development. They have been truly a spectacular
ally in terms of jobs and economic development."
But then it raised many questions. Why would a sitting president of a country that is the flag bearer of human rights on this planet to shy away from confronting a king? April 2022, few months after Trump left the White House, a New York Times article revealed that Saudi Arabia's public investment fund had quietly invested $2 billion in Jared Kushner's firm, Affinity Partners, despite objections from internal advisors who questioned Kushner's lack of experience and the firm's readiness. And that answered many questions.
Isn't that a nice story of friendship? Things you do for your bros?
These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money.
This is just putting a price tag on American foreign policy.
I've been in this business 40 years. This is extraordinary, unprecedented. I've never seen anything like it.
Some next level sleaze and grift going on right in front of our eyes.
Welcome to the Luxious. And today we'll talk about why Saudi Arabia loves Donald Trump. But before we get down to business, kindly hit that subscribe button. It matters a lot to us. Before Donald Trump ever set foot in the White House, he was already cashing Saudi checks. In the early 90s, drowning in debt and on the brink of financial collapse, Trump found an unlikely savior, not a Wall Street banker, but a Saudi prince. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, one of the richest men in the world, bought Trump's struggling yacht and later acquired the Plaza Hotel in New York, bailing Trump out during his bankruptcy spiral. Years later, Al-Walid even bragged that he had bailed out Trump not once, but twice. It wasn't just a business deal. It was the beginning of a long-running financial friendship between Trump and Saudi royalty, one that would grow much deeper when Trump became president. But that early lifeline from a Saudi billionaire wasn't a one-time thing. It was the opening chapter in a much deeper relationship, one that would eventually make Donald Trump Saudi Arabia's favorite US president in modern history. Trump doesn't ask too many questions, especially when it comes to oil, weapons, or human rights. Unlike previous presidents who tried to balance diplomacy with pressure on Saudi Arabia's human rights abuses, Trump saw the kingdom purely as a business partner. And the Saudis? They saw something they've always wanted in return. A Western leader who would protect their image, protect their power, and do business without judgment. In May 2017, Trump made history. His first official foreign visit as president wasn't to Canada, Mexico, the UK, or even Israel. It was to Saudi Arabia, a symbolic and strategic move. There, Trump was welcomed like royalty. Lavish banquets, sword dances, giant glowing orbs, his face projected on hotel walls. But behind all the theatrics was something much more real. A $110 billion arms deal with promises of $350 billion in defense and infrastructure projects over 10 years. It was the biggest arms deal in US history, and Saudi Arabia got exactly what it wanted: military strength, American backing, and no uncomfortable questions. Even as Trump was president, his Trump organization continued to benefit from Saudi wealth. Saudi lobbyists spent hundreds of thousands at Trump's Washington hotel. Saudi royals stayed at Trump resorts and golf clubs. Trump's business received millions in bookings and deals connected to Saudi-linked firms. This was no coincidence. Saudi Arabia was investing in Trump literally and politically. Just 6 months after leaving the White House, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner secured a $2 billion investment from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund for his private equity firm, Affinity Partners. Even Saudi advisors objected to the deal, citing Kushner's lack of experience. But Crown Prince MBS personally overruled them. Many saw it as a political thank you payment for years of loyalty and defense. Saudi Arabia is not just investing in weapons or politics anymore. They're investing in image control, and Trump fits perfectly into the plan. The kingdom has been spending billions on sports washing, using global sports to clean its global reputation, buying stakes in Formula One, Newcastle United, and Live Golf, hosting boxing matches, tennis tournaments, and soon the 2034 FIFA World Cup. Launching massive projects like NEOM, a $500 billion futuristic city meant to rebrand Saudi Arabia as a visionary utopia. And guess who showed up to endorse their efforts? Donald Trump. His Trump golf course hosted live golf events, backed by Saudi oil money. He praised MBS as a visionary leader. He continues to offer the Saudis what they want: Western validation, business access, and political shielding. Saudi Arabia is rich in oil, but hungry for international legitimacy. They want Western partnerships, global business respect, a sanitized, modern image, protection from criticism over their past and present, and Trump delivers all of that without judgment, without hesitation, and without strings attached. While Biden criticized MBS over Khashoggi and paused some arms sales, Trump made it clear, if I return to office, they're back in business. And that's exactly what happened. Trump made sure that his first phone call with a foreign leader after being sworn into office was with Saudi Crown Prince MBS, gave a speech at the Saudi-sponsored Future of Investment Initiative Priority Summit in Miami, and announced that he will visit Saudi to conclude a $1 trillion deal.
With me, it will be GREAT, great.
May 13, 2025. Trump announced Saudi Arabia's $600 billion commitment to invest in the United States, building economic ties that will endure for generations to come. In a surprising move that caught even his own administration off guard, Trump in Riyadh announced a U.S. plan to lift economic sanctions on Syria, crediting Saudi Prince MBS and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan for helping to shape his decision. The Syria news was seen as a significant gesture aimed to elevate the Saudi and Gulf roles in rebuilding the war-torn country. But the news displeased Israeli officials who opposed the rapid removal of sanctions without accommodating their demands regarding developments in that country. I didn't make this world. I didn't create this barter system where money buys silence and power bends truth. This isn't how it's supposed to be, but this is how it is. In the real world, benefits often beat justice, and loyalty is rarely about morals. It's about what you can offer. Saudi Arabia has used many American presidents quietly, strategically. Oil, weapons, political deals, it's all part of the package. But Trump wasn't just part of the deal, he became the deal. Not because he was fooled, but because he played the game better than anyone else. Power is power, and when you have enough of it, you don't need to be righteous, you just need to be useful. And that's why Donald Trump remains Saudi Arabia's favorite boy. And with that, it's time for us to call it a day. Kindly hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell icon.